Hi, I'm going to demonstrate how I made this very festive Christmas placemat. Now first I'm going to show you how I created this fabric here, which we've used for the border. I've got here some fabric that we've dyed. We've dyed up a lovely blue. We've space dyed it, so it's all different colours mottled. Now what I would do is iron this first. Now we've got here some wooden blocks, and we're going to be using this Christmas tree to print onto the fabric. I'm going to use this. This is fabric paint. This has got green, blue. I'm going to use this here as well. This is a metallic blue. Now what I'm going to do here is actually create lots of different shades of green. So I'm using a blue and a green and also this lighter blue, and this is great because this is really metallic, so it will give a bit of Christmas sparkle. Right, so I'm going to use to apply to the block this foam pad, and you can get these in any craft shop. Okay, so I'm now going to apply the paint, and I'm not going to be too fussy about mixing the colours because we want to have it all mottled and lovely. So there we go. I'm going to just do that. We don't want too much on the block. We don't want it to splodge all over the place. So I'm just going to do that. It's best to keep it straight. And then, when your fabric's nicely ironed, we're going to print. I'm printing on a soft surface here. It just lets the block print a much smoother, nicer pattern. So, and for this, we're not going to worry about placement. We're just going to use a random stamping method. And there we go. And look, we're getting some great colours here. We're getting blues through to metallics. And what we want to do is carry on until we've covered the whole fabric. So I'm now going to just carry on stamping this Christmas tree all over the fabric in a random placement. And you can stamp twice, which is quite nice because then you'll get a really soft shadow. And again, not going to worry about the colour. It's just going to be all lovely shades of green, blue and metallic. So once you've finished stamping the whole fabric and it's dry, it should look, or hopefully it will look something like that. And we've got there a lovely fabric to work with, hand dyed, hand stamped, totally unique. So now we've done the fabric for the border, I'm now going to show you how I created this lovely motif in the middle. And again, we're using exactly the same stamp. So here I'm just going to take the middle piece, a nice plain, but again, hand dyed piece of fabric. Now this time I am going to use just the green. We're going to stamp in the middle of the square, just one. And there you have it. And now we're going to let that dry a little bit, but we're going to use the dark blue for the second stamp. And what we're doing here is we are creating a double stamp, so it's working like a shadow. And what you get is a really lovely solid stamp. So you don't need to worry about lining out too much, but you do want it to be near or on top of the first stamp. And there you go. And what we've got there, we've got loads of interest going on. And this is another double stamp. Here we've got a green with a metallic. And here we used a green with a dark blue. And you can see that both, by using the double stamp, you're creating a really lovely motif to then work with. What we're now going to do is we're going to add some interest and some texture. So what we're going to do is add some stitching. Here you can see on this lovely final piece, we've got here the motif. And under all that lovely stitching, we have actually got the double stamp. And what you're using, by using the free machining foot on your sewing machine with a running stitch, you can create some really lovely effects. So this is what I did. We started with the double stamp, and then what we did, we used the free machine foot with a gold metallic thread to follow the stamp and the lines, and just to add some sparkle. Okay, so then the next stage is to add the blue. So this adds a little bit more definition. Here we've used a variegated blue to green thread, just like we did with the fabric paints. And we've stitched again with the free machining, we've followed the lines of the Christmas tree just to add some definition. And then the final touch, we've added here the star on top of the Christmas tree, and what we used here was a thick embroidery silver thread. And we hand stitched a lovely star there to finish it off. So once you've created your beautiful hand stamped fabrics, you can make lots of lovely things. Here we've used the fabric as a border, and we've used it as a motif. Equally, we've got all of these lovely things. Here's another example of how we've used the stamp and the stitch. Here we've created a really interesting, crazy patchwork with some silver and gold free machining. And we've got loads of lovely other things. We've got this again using a cable stitch. Very similar to the Christmas tree, but a lovely different stamp here. We're using greens and golds to highlight and add definition to the motif. Or you could be really abstract and just print stripes. These are lovely Christmas trees, and add some cable stitch here. So I hope you can have lots of fun stamping and stitching, creating beautiful, unique, festive placemats.